Okay, now I'm going to explain to you what's called the rubber stamp. Photoshop calls it the clone stamp. S on your keyboard for stamp takes you to this tool. Make sure you're on the original clone stamp and not the pattern stamp tool. Let me show you this works. It's just like the healing brush that we just went over. You option click to define an area, then you click a new area to drop it down. So if I want to cover up that scratch, that chunk of that's missing right there, I get a brush size that I like. Move it nearby the damage, option or alt click the spot, move the cursor over and paint it in. Sometimes you have to click a few times. So option click, click. Now so it seems just like the healing brush, but it's different. Here's how it's different. The healing brush takes texture from a different location like I mentioned before and moves that texture down and stamps just the texture in and matches it to the original value, matches it to the value of where I'm going. Okay. The rubber stamp literally takes all of the pixels from the stamp location and stamps them over the new location. Doesn't match anything. Like, takes what's in one spot and literally moves it to the other spot. So I usually tell students, kind of use both. Sometimes you need a rubber stamp. Works, kind of gets you where you're going quicker. But if you start noticing any weird patterns happening, any strange repeats, grab your clone stamp, your healing brush, go stamp some texture that you like from a spot somewhere and drop it in just to kind of break up any patterns that may be showing up. Clone stamp has a tendency to make things look a little blurry if you're not careful. Another little trick I want to show you here is for areas that may have damage or a problem on a border there along his shoulder. I'm going to take this clone stamp. I'm going to put it half on and half off his shoulder right there. Define that area and move that whole piece over, stamp it right there. So I can do it again to get the bottom part. Works pretty well. And that works better than the healing brush would in that situation. Okay, so now one other thing you need to know about this clone stamp tool. In here in our control panel, there's a button called Align with a check mark on it. Watch what happens. I'm going to, let's say, I'm going to fix this spot right there in his jacket. And I'm going to clone from over here and up and to the right. So when I define this area, I'm going to define this area right here, move my cursor down diagonally and drop it right here. Now watch when I click, you're going to see a plus sign appear from back here where I stamped from. Watch. See that plus sign? See it right back there? So notice that plus sign is up and to my right from my circle. Well, it's going to stay always up and to the right until I redefine it. Up and to the right. See it? That's what it means by align. It's always going to clone from the location that I defined it from originally. Up and to the right. Look, every time. Up and to the right. Up and to the right. If you want it to clone from the same spot, no matter where you click, take the check mark off of aligned. And in this case, let's say, clone his eye. Option click to grab his eye. Now it doesn't matter where I click on the image. It's always going to stamp in eyes. Always stamping from the original clone location. That's the difference between aligned and non-aligned. I know this is kind of sick, but a little bit fun too. Okay, that is the rubber stamp tool.